Batman. No,
Batman.
Sorry. And Robin.
Gotham City. Hi.
Hi.
My life is pretty uninteresting, and I've been struggling to find an interesting subject to talk about in this presentation. In a moment of clarity, I realized why it had been filled with nothing very interesting. School. Now I can see you rolling your eyes. I know I've told this story to some of you. I'm going to tell it again. As I've mentioned countless times, I dropped out of school. It was the ultimate finish to more than 10 years of boredom. And as far as I can recall, I always dreaded going to school. Apart from that one period of time I had been eagerly waiting during all of my preschool years, the year I finally learned to read. So once I learned to read, I could finally read the title in my favorite show that passed on TV. So my mom didn't have to run into the TV room to tell me what was the title of what I was looking.
You mean the subtitles?
The main title?
Yeah, when it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Oh, okay.
and when it starts you have the title, the show that was. And I was so happy to learn to read that in the first year I learned to read. I remember going through we had a book that we were given to have exercise and read things, and I remember reading all that book as soon as I could. I think I'm kind of smart. I don't want to brag, but that's true. In a few years after that, I had to pass a test, which was a standardized test for every school where I lived. So we had 5 or 6 schools doing that test. In that test, I managed to score in the top 3 best students, not students because it's just school, so. But I still managed to be one of the best. So that's kind of proof that I'm kind of smart, I guess. Sorry. So flash forward a few years later, and what could be the Canadian equivalent of high school? And I had to repeat 2 years. So if you fail 1 year of school, you have to do it all over again. So I lost 2 years like that. At that point, I was 2 years older than my classmates and a bit too mature for my age. So it was like 3 or 4 years advanced than I should have, which is a bit too much at that age. So making friends wasn't an easy task, and feeling left out and inadequate was 2 states of mind I was getting familiar with. Finally, I finished my 2nd year of high school. I say finishing, but I mostly slept my way through that year. And if I passed, it's also because I couldn't repeat that 1 year twice in a row. So once I passed, I had to meet with the headmaster of the school, and he told me that I would pass. I just had to not go back to that school again. So as long as I didn't because in France they keep track of all the success in each school.
Mm-hmm.
So basically he asked me not to keep going in his school so that his statistic would be better.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened. So after that I had to find another school. So I had to meet with another headmaster. And so I went there, we talked. I mostly agreed with what he said. At one point he said I had to give 200% of what I had. So he did accept me in his school, but on my way back home, I decided that there was a Pink Floyd song on the radio, which the lyrics went like, we don't need no education, we don't need no fat control, no dark sarcasm in the classroom, teacher, eat them, kids alone. So I heard that song and it talked to me in a way that it made me understand that not succeeding at school isn't a problem. It's just that I had a different sensitivity, which school didn't resonate with. So at that point, I understood that it wasn't a curse, that I was just kind of different, and that was